This is WFO Radio.
It's been 40 years in this business, and I'm going back to London, England, where my dad sold the place out and tried to jump 13 buses. And I'm going to get back on the same bike he tried to jump and try and jump 16 buses, where he crashed. And then I've been meeting with the Snake River Canyon, the commissioners and everybody, and they took a poll, and 90% of the people voted me in this time because I went and met with them back in 93, and they said, they weren't going to let the canyon happen. And now they want to. So they did a poll, and 90% of the people voted yes.
Is that a done deal? Is that like...
It's not signed, no.
Okay.
But, I went and met with the commissioners. They got 2 different mayors, one on each side of the canyon. I met with the chiefs. I met with the city council, the Chamber of Commerce. It's a lot of red tape. And it's like, I told them, I says, people, they get all the state police to come in. They're all worried about the people coming in, but it's going to be great for their economy.
Especially now.
The head marketing lady sitting next to the mayor, and she spoke up and says, we couldn't do in 20 years what Robbie Knievel's one-night event will do for our town. So, it's going to happen. And it might be next year we're shooting for the 4th of July, but I might push it up to September 11th and do a tribute thing.
Well, that's great. And as someone growing up, that was a legendary moment that... We've seen all the movies. Who knows how accurate they were or how your dad was depicted and all, but I think that would be a fitting tribute for you to go out there and do it. Now, from what I understand, I was speaking with Eddie Gossage a little bit before you guys rolling together this weekend. He says you're going to use the exact same equipment if you can do it right. Same technology, same rocket cycle, same everything, pretty much to prove that it would have worked had a couple of things not gone wrong. Is that how you feel about it?
Yeah, but, guys are still building, or these little rockets are building today, to this day. All they have is chute problems. And my dad's blew out just like a shotgun shell. This thing, as soon as he hit the fire button, it blew right out. As soon as it felt the G-force, the electrical system caused the canister top on the chute to blow it out. And everybody's like, he pulled the chute on purpose. Who'd want to pull the chute on purpose after a dream for that many years?
All that effort and money.
And land, instead of land on a nice soft spot on the other side, So anyway, my dad didn't get back in it. Scared the crap out of him. And I've been waiting all these years for somebody else to go do it before me so I didn't have to do it. Now I'm stuck. But, it's 0 to 450 miles an hour in 3.5 seconds, 57 degrees straight up. 5,000 pounds of thrust, 5,000 pounds of total impulse. And I'm not NASA.
Yeah.
I don't have billions of dollars. But my dad's chief engineer was from NASA when he, the guy that built the Sky Cycle. And my dad had to put it off for 2 years. They fired 2 test shots, one without a chute, and the second one was real early in the morning. Nobody could film it. And it had a dummy in it. His weight and the chute blew out exactly the same. It was on automatic pilot. And so it didn't spin around. So they couldn't figure. He already put it off for 2 years, and he told the engineer, what happened? He says, I don't know. It might have been because it was on automatic pilot. And the same thing, he wanted to fire another test shot, the engineer, but my dad says, I'm out of time, I'm out of money, I'm going to go. Take it off automatic pilot, and I'll pull the chute myself. Well, it blew out just like that one did, the second test shot. And he came back into the rocks because of the wind. And he was lucky, really lucky. I wish he was still around so I could ask him how many, what kind of pills to take for my pain.
Well, there's a lot of advice to be gained from fathers to sons.
Dad, how many cortisone shots could you get in your lifetime?
I'm interested in England. You're gonna ride a '79 Harley?
No, a XR 750 Harley.
Okay. Old school though.
Yeah, old school.
That's something.
Same shocks and forks that my dad had. Same suspension.
People say that to me when I talk about a jump, or they say, well, the travel and the nowadays modern stuff. Yeah. Is that why you're doing it? Because you want to really get the vintage experience?
No, I'm doing it. My dad always jumped like 80 to 100 feet on an average. And with my suspension, he has 8 inches. He did. I have 12. And my bike's lighter. The XR 750 is 100 pounds heavier than my bike. But I have to go twice as far. When I jump at Texas, I'll jump a couple hundred feet.
Right.
But and I bottom out at 180 all the time, even with my stiff suspension. There's rubber underneath my fenders, So the XR, when I jump to 16 buses, is probably going to be close to 130 feet, the gap. And that'll be the longest anybody ever jumped a Harley. So I don't know. I have to look in the mirror sometimes and say, you're not this stupid, are you?
I used to watch your TV show for a while when that was on.
I mean, 8 years old, 40 years I've been doing this now.
Yeah.
God.
And you keep rolling, though, man. You're here, and people love you.
I keep
You're
rolling
an icon.
on the pavement, too.
Maybe that's why people love you. I don't know. You keep getting up.
Yeah,
you keep getting up. That's a metaphor.
It's just great when a guy comes up to you and says, my dad brought me to see your dad, and this is my dad and my son. Three generations.
Well, what about that?
I'm actually in my 4th decade, and like Keith Richards, I'm still smoking and jumping.